Happy Monday! So, since the last time I've made a video, we have entered spring. There was the longest or the darkest night in 500 years, and I don't know, that's all. Um, it's afternoon here in sunny Arizona, and this is usually a time when I make my videos. I don't really make morning videos because I'm really not a morning person. um, so, okay. I'm sitting next to the window, so I have a tendency to want to look out and see what's going on, and nothing's going on. Today, I want to talk about detachment. That's been the theme for, I would say, when I say a theme, I'm always learning about something new, and I tend to be focused in a particular area, and um, and it happens in the work that I do with my clients, and then just my everyday life. It seems like a new lesson will kind of come forth for me to work on and learn about. And the big lesson that I was learning, I would say over the past 2 weeks, has been detachment. And you know, you have that very kind of popular phrase, let go and let God, and that is a form of detachment. I know in Buddhism, detachment is talked about a lot. Right now, even in our popular culture, we have the movie Frozen, which I have not seen, but you have the popular song Let It Go. And I think it's funny because I'm like, wow, um, I'm seeing it everywhere, this whole message of detachment. And what is that really about? Um, Recently, one of my clients, kind of was wondering if I was, practicing detachment because I didn't respond right away. And the real reason why I didn't respond right away is because I like to have my personal days. And in a way, that is a way that I detach from everything. Um, I'm not someone who is always on, you know, meaning if you send me an email, I may not, if you send me a text, I'm not the kind of person that will always just text you back right away, even if I see the text. And it's not anything personal. It's just that at that moment, I'm not ready to communicate, or maybe I'm doing something else. Sometimes I have that tendency. And but what I've found is that I don't feel bad about it anymore. I think I used to. I used to feel that it was a negative trait of mine, but it isn't. It's actually a very powerful trait, and it's my ability to detach, to let greater things come in. And sometimes in that detachment, the truth of things come in. A lot of times, people will respond to urgency. Something happens and then immediately they hook onto it and they respond to urgency. And for me, I have found that in my life that when I have done that, I've created more stress in my life, and things are more constricted and things don't happen in the way that I like them most. But when I step away from it and just say, hey, let's let this kind of work itself out, I find that then I'm able to interact with whatever it is in a greater way. And now I don't have stress because I didn't respond to the urgency of something. And that is how I am. And I'm not talking about life and death, emergencies. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about really simple things that sometimes if you just step away from it, and I think anyone has experienced this in their life where something seems impossible, you feel so stressed out, and then and you're trying to work it out, but through all that frustration that you're experiencing, things aren't really working out. And the moment you step away from it, somehow you come back to it with a clearer mind. Well, that's a form of detachment. And that's what I tend to do. I might read something, I might learn something, and I'll detach from it. The reason why I detach from it is because I want to come to it with clarity of mind, clarity of heart, clarity, just being clear altogether, instead of responding right away from a kind of emotional standpoint. So Detachment is the lesson and it's the key. And I can tell you maybe some ways that I do it. Well, one is if I get a message, whether it's a message from someone that's emotional or kind of like highly charged, I detach from it immediately. And the reason why I do that is because if I am going to be of service to that person, I cannot be wound up in their drama that they have created. I have to be able to be kind of clear and be in that now moment, that special clarity that doesn't have any leanings one way or the other. That's really kind of clear in truth. So that's why I detach. The way I do it is really just step away and do something else. I will do something that I like to do, and then it will come back up. And when it comes back up, it's typically when I have kind of had that moment and I can really say, okay, I'm ready to deal with this. And I'm relaxed and I'm comfortable and I'm happy and I'm not caught up in their drama. Another way I detach from my own personal stuff, and this is very helpful when you're manifesting things in your life, is that you do something you enjoy. That's kind of the key, but also just let things go. So I with anything, if there's something that I'm trying to bring into my life, I will often give it a funeral of sorts. Yeah. So there's something I really, really, really want, and then I'll say, okay, well, now I'm letting it go. I lay it to rest. I'm letting it go and letting it be, and I accept things as they are right now. So that means if I'm bringing in something, like more business, for my business, what I do, more clientele. I bring, I work it in my mind. I see what it looks like, and now I lay it to rest. Because right now I'm sitting here, and I'm just going to enjoy the fact that my heart feels full, that the sun is out, and that's it. And I lay it to rest. And I lay it to rest almost as if it's gone, if it's dead. Because the thing is, through death there's transformation. Through death there's life. Everyone knows that. From the darkness comes the light. There's a circular thing going on. There's alchemy going on. But if you are still holding on to the first process, you can't let the alchemy happen. Okay? So that's the whole point of detachment. Detachment is actually allowing that magic to happen. And that goes back to that statement, let go, let God. I don't ascribe to the whole God thing at all, but I get the point of God, and I get the point of why people use the term God. I don't use that term, but I understand things in my own way. And it's the same concept. It's saying you have thrown it out there, you've created something, now you have to essentially allow the magic to happen. And by doing that, you essentially have to give it a death. And in that death, the greatness can come. Just like when you're changing in your life and you are trying to bring a change to yourself, let's say you want to be more understanding, you want to be more loving, you create that desire, you see yourself as this loving person, but then guess what you have to do? You have to kind of put it all to rest. You have to just let it go. And then that's when the changes start to happen in you and they start to blossom forth. But when you're sitting there trying to hold on to it and hold on to it and hold on to it, you aren't giving it room to do what it's going to do. Plants are the same way. I remember one time my aunt, she had this plant, and it wasn't growing new branches, and she was trying to figure out how can we make it grow new branches. Well, she took it out of the sun, I kid you not, and put it in a closet. And I don't think she did it on purpose, but in a way she gave it a little death. In that death, when we finally remembered the plant, because actually we had to remember, like, oh wait, there's a plant in the closet. What's it doing in there? We took the plant out, and now the plant had new branches, and it was much fuller and much beautiful. Then we put it back in the sun, and it just grew and grew and grew. And so it was just an interesting process that up until then, she was holding in the sun, watering it, taking care of it the way you're taught to take care of a plant. But it didn't really grow, and it didn't really create new branches until it was given a mini death. And we actually kind of forgot about it. So that should give you an idea of detachment. Detachment has that magic, and that's why people do it. I think sometimes Buddhists, that idea of detachment in the sense that you detach and that's it, they forget about the next part. That's how things are created, through detachment. Even through sex. I mean, I'm just coming up with this off the top of my head, but, you think about it. The woman nurtures, the woman actually creates a child in many ways, but you need the sperm to make that happen. So there is a form of detachment, because once that leaves the body, the male's body, the sperm, that kind of initiator, that sperm that goes into the womb, he's attached. And in that detachment, I don't know about that one. Anyway, at this point, I'm just kind of starting to think about different aspects of life where we see it. So maybe you guys seen other aspects of detachment. Why don't you share some with me? So we can see how detachment and alchemy and manifesting your desires and creating better relationships and greater communication work in our lives. But it's something that we should really think about and find different ways to do it. So detachment is a beautiful thing. Okay. That's it. Check out my website. If you do not know who I am, or this is your first time seeing one of my videos, I am Kiki. And you can look at my website, which is Kikicinza, KIKICINZA.com. I write on my website. I have a blog. It just shows you what I do and a little bit more about me and gives you a background. And you can friend me. You can find me on Facebook, Kikicinza, KIKICINZA. And I make videos every Monday. It's my dedication. I don't know how long I'll be doing this, but so far it's been really good. And I make videos every Monday, so come by and check that out, and subscribe if you are enjoying some of these things. And ask me questions if you want me to address an issue that I haven't addressed, or you just want to hear my perspective on something. And that's it. So thank you for watching, and holla. Peace. I really don't have like a goodbye thing. My favorite thing to say is holla at a player when you see me in the streets. But that's so long. Okay, bye.